大家好，欢迎你们来到今天的视频。In today's video, we're going to be discussing one of the most common, the most frequent problem most of us have to deal with and face when it comes to actually learning a new language. La fameuse question de Oh mon Dieu, je connais tellement de mots, mais je suis incapable de faire une phrase. So today, it is day 37 of my challenge to read 60 books in 60 days. Today's book is Fluent Forever by Gabriel Wyner. And for today's video, I'm not going to explain to you why you know so many words or are unable to make sentences or to speak fluently, but I'm going to share with you 4 fixes that will allow you change this to turn into the dictionary you are actually to a real speaker transition. The first thing that will allow you to fix this problem is associate word to real practical sentences. What you used to do when you learn a new word is that you actually wait for this opportunity, for this moment. You will have a real conversation and then you will use this new word. But the time for this chance to happen, for this person who will allow you, give you the chance or the opportunity to use this new word you have learned will arrive, you will already have forgotten this new word. And this is where this technique comes in. It forces you to make sentences every time you learn a new word. The idea is as simple as the name says. You have learned a new word and you will force yourself to make a sentence with this word. You have learned how to say apple and then you will force yourself to make sentences with apple. This will force your brain to already make sentences with this word. It allows it to not forget the word and also forces your brain to review the old words, and it creates such a context in which your brain will be able to remember and recognize the word, but also make sentences with it. It's going to be easier for you to do it. So do what I used to do. Just take a piece of paper when you learn a new word and write down this word. Try to make as many sentences as you can. You don't have any requirement than this one. Just forcing yourself, write down any sentences you can as you or as depending on how much you are inspired this day, but and how this word actually inspires you, but this doesn't matter. Just force yourself to write down a word you learn and make as many sentences using this word as you can. This also helps when it comes to studying. This is a technique I still apply even today when it comes to reviewing my classes or my courses. It is something that I also do. Just to take a piece of paper, write what you want, and you try to write as many sentences to make as many sentences as you can with this word. Number 2, practice sentences transformation. The idea is kind of the same here, but what you want to do here is to create this habit. Every time a new word, you welcome a word in your vocabulary to kind of welcome this word by associating it with other words you already know before. Let me be a little bit more specific. The idea is for you, when you learn a new word, make sentences with this word also, but combining this new word with words you already knew. You will not use a dictionary. You will not force yourself to use every new word or use like 2 words at the same time. No. What you want to do here, you just take a word you just learned and make a sentence with words you already knew. For example, you have discovered the word banana and you already know eat and she. So you are going to force yourself making a sentence with she eats a banana. This is the first thing, but you will also improve the technique. The idea is kind of like the first technique, but here you are not writing them down, but you are trying to write as many sentences following the exact same structure, but combining the old word with the new word. For example, you studied banana and you make as many sentences with banana following this exact same structure. She eats a banana today. She eats a banana every day. She eats a banana every evening, every afternoon. You are forcing yourself to make as many sentences with the exact same word. The idea here is to force your brain to remember the word, not the sentence itself, by repeating the exact same word in the exact same structure. Even though they make no sense, they force your brain to really, really, really remember the new word you have learned. The idea here is for you to force your brain to remember the new word by making as many sentences, and these sentences have to be kind of meaningless. following the exact same structure as simple as possible. The idea is for you to put this new word you have learned in the exact same position in every sentences you make, but just to change the subject and the object. Change the subject and the object every time you do it, keeping the exact same word you have learned. This way, you are forcing your brain to really, really, really get the word and never forget it, even though it is in a new sentence or in a conversation. Your brain will remember it because you have been repeating the exact same word so many times. So it has created the habit. It had kept the word. Technique number 3, use the space repetition systems. The space repetition systems, the idea behind these space repetition systems is for you to actually expose yourself to the most frequent and common words in the language you want to learn. But let me make one thing a little bit clear. The reason why you are studying a language is the most important factor in this situation, or when it comes to learning these, space repetition systems. These space repetition systems are softwares that will help you, or just expose you, help you reviewing the most common words in the language you want to learn. What the book is not specifying here is that the reason why you're learning a language is always different from the reason why another person will want to learn a language. For example, if you are a student, for example, and Chinese, you want to learn Chinese, but Chinese is like your major, the word you will be the most exposed to are gonna be completely different to the words a businessman who wants to study or learn Chinese because he has business partners in China, so he wants to learn the language to be able to to communicate with them. And the words the two of you are going to be exposed to are also going to be completely different from the words a little 7 years old kid will be exposed to if he wants to learn Chinese, because he will probably, or his parents wants him to. I don't know if you have understood the point, but the words you are going to be exposed to are always going to be different. That's where this space repetition system will come in. It is going to be designing the words you are going to be the most exposed to and help you reviewing them regularly as possible. But these systems, they are softwares. In the book, they're talking about a software called Enkai that will help you. But here in China, when I was learning Chinese, we also have kind of space repetition systems, and they look like this. They are just pieces of papers with words on. And the idea is for you to actually be as exposed to these characters as often as possible. So if you want to learn a language, for example, and you don't have money to buy a real software system, what you can do, just apply this. Do what Chinese people already do. You have pieces of paper like this, and on them you will write the words you are the most exposed to in your language, or in your study, or in your language learning journey. The most frequent words, those you see the most frequently, you will write them down on pieces of papers like this, and you will create a habit of coming and trying to review them as often as possible, or when you can. And the last technique is to actually associate every new word you learn to an image. For example, you learn a word like snow. Force yourself to think about snow every time you read or say the word snow, for example. This requires from you to be a little bit, use your imagination to visualize the word. Or if you are very comfortable speaking alone, you are going to be advantaged using this technique or this method. The idea is for you to create these images, or just create these pictures or memories that will allow you to remember the word. I hope this video was useful for you. I will see you tomorrow for day 38. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.